Good morning, all of you. Today we can start the next chapter, lines and angles. Okay. Then the last chapter, unit test we can conduct later. Okay. Together this chapter we can conduct. Now in this chapter we are going to discuss about lines, line segment and ray. Okay. That you already learned the basics of this. You already learned in lower classes. What is a line? Line is a point of combination of points. It's the collection of points going endlessly on both the sides. Okay, both the directions. This goes endlessly on both directions. There have no end points for a line. Okay, and it is marked by this. So this we can represent as, this is called line AB. Okay, symbol we can use for line is two arrow marks we want to give for line, because what is this mean? It is not ending, it is going endlessly on both direction. Okay, and this we can read it as, we can name this line as line AB. And next is line segment. Line segment also, it is a part of a line. Okay, when we take some part of a line, then it will be a line segment. Now this line segment we can name this type, line segment PQ. Okay, how we can read this? Line segment PQ. This is line AB. Now what is ray? Ray is also part of a line, and it will be it have a starting point. Okay, an initial point will be there, but the other points will not be stop, that is going endlessly in that direction. Okay, so there will be only one end point for ray and two end points are there for line segment. Okay, and for a line there have no end points. In both sides it is going in both directions endlessly, and this is the main related with the lines. And when we intersect two lines, what will happen? There will form different, suppose this is one line AB and another line, this is PQ, and that two lines intersect at a point O. Okay, then there is formed angles. Okay, when two lines are intersect at a point, there forms arms or angles. Okay, this we can mark 4 angles. Here 4 angles are formed. Okay, when we consider one angle, suppose we consider this angle OBQ. This is OBQ. In these angles, this is will be the measurement of angle. Okay, and this OQ, the line, the ray OQ and OB, the ray OQ, two arms are there. OQ and OB are called arms of this angle. Arms. Okay, that two rays are called arms of this angle, and O is called the vertex of the angle. Okay, that all we learned in lower classes. Anyway, one can revise this. So O is the vertex of this angle, and OQ and OB are the arms of this angle. And next, another thing also, and this is different types of angles also we learned, that is acute angle, obtuse angle and right angle. The angles below 90 degrees acute angle, and with 90 degree that angles are right angle, and angles more than 90 degree are called obtuse angles. And also, when suppose I marked one point here and name it is X. Okay, and when we consider this is one angle BOQ, and I marked one point X on in here in this part. So this part, that is including in this arms of this part is called the interior part of this angle. Okay, so we can say X is on the interior part of this angle BOQ. And if I marked Y here, one point Y, if we marked here, this Y is on the exterior part of this angle. Okay, now you understood what is meant by exterior and interior part of an angle. The space included in between these two arms are called interior part, and outside of that two arms are called exterior part. Okay, this next we want to discuss about different types of angles. Okay, very important, you want to understand this very well. Different types of special angles. Each angles you want to study well and you want to understand. Okay, first we want to discuss complementary angles. Complementary angles. Suppose two angles are given. One angle is given with 30 degree. Any name we can give. And another angle is given with 60 degree. This is with 60 degree. And if we name this A, O, B, and if this name as P, Q, R. Now, when we consider these two angles, one angle is with 30 degree and the second angle is with 60 degree. Then, what is the sum of these two angles? The sum of these two angles is 90 degree. So, we can say these two angles are supplementary. If the sum of two angles are 90 degree, then we can say that two angles are not supplementary, complementary. That two angles are complementary. Otherwise, the angle AOB is complementary to angle PQR, or angle PQR is complementary to angle AOB. That means the sum of these two angles are 90 degree. Then that angles are called supplementary. It's not supplementary, complementary angles. And also, if we mark this type 2 angles, one angle is here with 20 degree, okay, and another angle here with 70 degree, okay. Now, these two angles sum also what? This is 70 degree and this angle is 20 degree. The sum of these two angles, if we marked A, B, C, and if the intersection point is O, angle AOB is 20 degree and angle BOC is 70 degree. Here also the sum of these two angles is 90 degree. So we can say these two angles are complementary to each other. Okay, that is angle BOC is complementary to angle AOB, or angle AOB is complementary to angle BOC. Why? Because their sum is 90 degree. So generally we can say the sum, if the sum of the two angles are 90 degree, then that two angles are called complementary angles. Okay, clear? Just like another special type angle is supplementary angles. Okay, supplementary angles. Supplementary angles. Just like this two angles, when we take one angle, if we take is, that is 100 degree, and another angle if it is take and mark this angle is PQR, and another angle is marked with, if it is ABC with 80 degree. Okay, now when we take the sum of these two angles, what we will get? The sum of the angles we will get 180 degree. So such pairs of angles are called supplementary angles. That means if the sum of the two angles are 180 degree, then such that angles are called supplementary, or they are the angle PQR is supplementary to angle ABC, or angle ABC is supplementary to angle PQR. In this way also we can find out supplementary angles. Okay, this is if it is 120 degree, and if this 60 degree. Okay, the sum of these two angles will be what? 120 plus 60, it will be 180. Then these two angles are, we can call them supplementary angles. In this case also, if they are different angles, because here now we can say these two angles are adjacent angles. Another angle also we want to discuss, adjacent angles. This means adjacent angles means if two angles have a common arm. Here in this case, when we mark these angles P, Q, R. Okay. Now the angle POQ and angle POR are supplementary angles that we already found out. But why? Because their sum is the sum of this angle measures are 180 degree. Now you look the angle POQ. What are the arms of this angle POQ? One arm is OQ and another arm is OP. And when we consider the angle POR, the one arm of this angle is OP and another arm is OR. Now we can find out there is a common arm for these two angles. Which is the common arm for these two angles? This is OP. OP is an arm of this angle and this angle also. So such type of angles are called what? Adjacent angles. That means if two angles have a common arm, then that angles are called adjacent angles. Now this angle is a adjacent, these two angles are adjacent angles and also they are supplementary because their sum is 180 degree. Now these two angles are not adjacent because they have not common arm. Okay, the arm of this one angle is QR, this is QP. The arm of this BC and another is BA. They have no common arm for these two angles, but they are supplementary. Why? Because the sum of these two angles are 180 degree. Okay, now another, can you say this, sir? What about these two angles? These two angles, if it's A, B, C and the common vertex is O. These two angles BOC and the AOB, they are adjacent angles. Okay, they are adjacent angles, but suppose if it is give 30 degree and if it is give another angle is given 90 degree, not 80 degree. Okay, 80 and 30. Okay, what is their sum? 110 degree. Now in this case we can say these two angles AOB and BOC are adjacent angles because they have a common arm OB, but they are not supplementary. Why? Because their sum is not 180. Are they complementary angles? No, complementary also not because their sum is not 90 degree. Okay, now different types of angles we discuss. One is complementary angle and another one is supplementary angles. Complementary angles means that if the sum of the two angles are 90 degree, then that two angles are called complementary to each other. And for supplementary, if the sum of their angles are 180 degree, then that two angles are supplementary. And also adjacent angles also we discussed. What is meant by adjacent angles? If two angles have a common arm, then that angles are called adjacent angles. Okay, remaining parts we can discuss next class. Okay, thank you.